YouTube family, what is up, everyone? This is the original Grown B, and today I got one of my good friends, the Show A16 from Show TV. Link's gonna be in the description. Say what's up, man.
Hey, what up, though? I'm here.
So this is the guy that pretty much runs either point guard or shooting guard or whatever that you always see in all my videos. And today we're gonna kind of just talk a little bit about the regular season. You know, the whole season, all the commentators, a lot of the players, everybody's talking about how the regular season just doesn't matter. Maybe the players don't take the regular season seriously, or maybe the regular season's too long. So we're just going to chop it up a little bit about that, and you guys can leave your comments in the not in the description, obviously, in the comment section. But let's start off and see what our guest on the channel thinks about the regular season and how the players take it seriously or not take it seriously, or whatever he thinks.
Well, I feel like personally, guys like LeBron and the Cavaliers don't give a damn about the first 10 games of the regular season. I feel like they use those games as warm-up games, and they still beat other teams. But I think they take it serious, but I also think LeBron's smart enough to go, you know what, I'm a little bit older, a little bit bigger, nobody can beat Father Time, so let me take it a little bit easier, let me rest some of these games. But I do feel like, nobody's losing on purpose. I feel like they still want to win these games. I still feel like they still putting in effort. So, when you see the Cavaliers break down like they did this season a few times against a few teams, I don't think that's them throwing it at all. I think they're just losing. I think they're just out of order and, trying to work out some kinks before the playoffs, which is good. I think in the regular season, you want to win games, you want to work out your kinks. That way, when you get into the playoffs, you can be 9-0 like they are now. So, but yeah, I think the regular season is important. I think players should take it serious. I think they, should give a damn about the fans and entertaining us in the regular season, and especially for all those people who actually pay and show up to those games. I feel like they deserve to be entertained. So.
Yeah. And since you bring that up, like, what do you think about the whole resting players situation in general during the regular season? I mean, for home games, but I mean, especially even away games, like how Tyronn Lue would sit, or I mean, really, this kind of started with Greg Popovich a few years ago, where he'd sit Tony, Manu, and Tim on an away game. I think one of the biggest, I think it was the defending championship year for the Miami Heat, and it was the first time that San Antonio and Miami were supposed to meet, and Greg sat all of his starters pretty much, and he ended up getting fined for it. But we're seeing a lot more of that this season. What do you think about that kind of in general?
I think the fine's worth it. I think if you're Greg Popovich and you're a head coach, and I think you know what's best for your team. I think if you're heading into the playoffs and you got some older guys, and you're about to be going up against these young LeBrons of the league, or these young Golden States of the league, these high-powered offenses, I think you should give your guys a break. Unfortunately, when you give your guys a break, your Tim Duncans, your Kawhis, a fan is missing out on seeing Kawhi play. And that sucks, but let's say you give Kawhi a break and then he gets you to the finals. What's the trade-off?
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. I think the biggest criticism I had for that during the regular season is, there's several games during the week, and especially when you talk about an away game, I don't feel like you necessarily have to rest all of your starters on the same game. If you're playing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that week, maybe sit Steph on Monday, sit Clay on Wednesday, and then on Friday you sit, Draymond and Kevin or something like that. I think the biggest issue was, people are coming to see, these particular players, and maybe if they find out, oh, you know what, I came here to see LeBron, but LeBron's not going to play, but you know what, maybe I'll see, Kyrie go off, for 40 or 45 or something like that, and you kind of miss out on that opportunity as well, because, Tyronn Lue or Steve Kerr has kind of sat all three of them.
Right. Yeah, I think that's spot on, man. I don't think you should sit them all at the same time. And there's so many different reasons. And that's not to say, these guys don't deserve a break. Because like I said, when you're LeBron James, you've been in the league this long now, and you've been to the finals the last 5 years in a row, whatever, this guy deserves a break. He's given us a lot, I think he deserves a 1 game off, and that sucks. But I wouldn't do it for an away game if you're LeBron James. If I'm LeBron James, I would do it a home game because, let's say he's going to play the Grizzlies. Some kid in Memphis is going to that game just to see LeBron. This is the best guy in the league. He's the he sells the most jerseys. This is the guy. This is like Jordan coming to your game. You're supporting your Memphis Grizzlies, but you also want to see LeBron. So I wouldn't do it in an away game if I was LeBron, or if I'm a Steph Curry. I would much rather just it's a home game. Maybe we got the guys to beat this team, and I can get a break here. But I definitely wouldn't go to a different city if I'm LeBron James and have a rest. But resting is there's never a good time to rest, unfortunately. There's never a good time to rest. So that's just my take on the resting thing there.
I think one other thing that's kind of really important, that's also been a big deal over this particular season. Is it really good for the league, or is it really good for basketball to really just have 2 extremely dominant teams, especially with them being on 2 separate conferences? Like, how is that, I guess, in your opinion, when we talk about looking at Golden State? Like, well, you can never really count out San Antonio, but at the end of the day, Golden State's probably going to be the one going to the finals almost every year. And nobody's touching Cleveland in the East right now. Like, is that good? Is that bad? People try to kind of have this idea that, that we have that we only have a couple of dominant teams, but in reality, it's really always kind of been like that. But now it just seems like this is the first time that we'll probably have 2 teams meet in 3 consecutive NBA finals. Does that really hurt the league, or is that good for basketball, good for revenue and all that?
I'm gonna go with both, man. And I know that's not necessarily choosing, but there's pros and cons to both. I feel like good for the league. We get a rivalry out of this. We get some real competition. We get some. Golden State beats Cleveland this year when Kevin Love and Kyrie are down. Man, what if Kyrie and Kevin Love was there? What would have happened? All the combo for that, and then they make it back and play again. That's great. That's good. That's gonna sell tickets. That's people getting what they want in a sense, because some people want to see that. They want to see the what if Kyrie was there, and just so happen Kyrie hits that game winner. But bad too, because back in the day there wasn't really just 2 teams that was like crazy good. There wasn't just 3. I feel like there was stacked teams on the East and the West, and the playoffs meant the playoffs. It meant the best teams are getting there. And of course there's going to be some bottom feeders in there, but it means the best guys are getting here. And round 1 is going to be a competition. Round 2 is going to be a competition. We're not seeing sweep finals. And that's what it's looking like this year. I like the Celtics. I like Isaiah Thomas. I think he's great. But I gave them 1 game before they even finished the Wizards. I said, man, if they get past the Wizards, they'll probably get 1 on Cleveland. Tops. I don't even give them 6. And I feel like it'd be better if we could get, a game 7, then the finals. It's like, man, dude, they've had a game 7 almost every series, and now they're in the finals.
And that reminds me of probably one of the most exciting playoffs that I've seen. I can't remember. It was a couple of seasons ago where we had a record number of game 7s. I think every single game in the first round went to a game 7, and then like every single game except for 1 went to a game 7 in the second round, and then there was another set of games. Like, it was just every single team looked like they had a legitimate chance, to actually go out and compete and at least get somewhere. And I thought that was pretty cool, pretty amazing. I think one of the things that's kind of the big issue is there were never really super dominant teams. Nobody was getting past Chicago for a while, then nobody was getting past LA for a while, and then before that, nobody was getting past Boston. But the firepower was always there across all the different teams. So although you may have had a better team, you still had to go up and you had to, get through, like, Patrick Ewing. You had to get through Reggie Miller, even though he didn't have all these different pieces around him. The firepower amongst the league was still spread out. And I think that that's probably what the biggest issue is that there's so many attempts to create a super team, and everybody kind of gets onto Golden State, but I feel like Golden State is one of the teams that truly created this team in the most perfect and best way that they possibly could. Obviously they went out and got Kevin Durant, and people kind of hate on them for that, but at the same time, that wouldn't have been possible if they didn't start as an organization and make great draft choices. Right. Like, Draymond Green was taken like 34th or 35th in that draft, which means that every single team had an opportunity to get Draymond Green. Every single team had an opportunity, and there were probably 3 or 4 teams that had 2 chances to draft Draymond, and they didn't. So I think that speaks to just the power of an organization, similar to what we've seen from San Antonio for so long. But at the same time, everyone's trying to make a super team in some regard. Like, Derrick Rose thought that he had a super team with that with that stupid shitty Knicks team that I knew was gonna be trash. But I mean, it's just, I think that kind of piece inside that makes players want to go out and like just dominate other legends, other Hall of Famers. That's not really there for everybody. And I think that's hurting the league more than anything. Teams dominating has never not been a thing. It's just the fact that all the power in the league is just kind of, it's not well dispersed, basically.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think that, back on the super team topic, I think that Golden State is not a attempted super team. I think these were staffing and coaches and all the guys saying, "Hey, let's get this guy and let's get this guy." I think a super team is more like a LeBron saying, "Okay, yeah, give me Kyle Korver, get me this guy, send him away, pull me this guy," kind of thing, or whatever. I don't think Golden State gets that super team. Don't get me wrong, they're amazing. They're a super team for sure, but I don't think they get that, oh, we got all these guys now, we're super team, simply because they're a homegrown team. Like, I feel like they're a homegrown team, and, Kevin Durant went looking for the Golden State. I don't think Golden State was like, "Oh, please, Kevin, come to us." We're 73-9. We just lost the finals. How much better can you make our team here? And Kevin Durant's great. He's amazing. He's going to make your team a lot better, in a sense. But how much better can you make a 73-9 team? So I don't think that was ever Golden State's mind saying, "Oh, yeah, let's go do this, and we got a super team." No, I don't think. I think Kevin Durant just said, "Man, I like this system here. I want to go over here," and that's what it was. I don't think that was ever the issue. Teams like Boston went to go try to get Kevin Durant, and guys like Jay Crowder were even going as far as saying, "Man, we gave Kevin Durant everything. We gave him our whole playbook, the whole plan, everything we were gonna do, and he still didn't, come to our team." He was mad about that. He's like, "Man, why even pretend? Why even show up if you're not gonna do this?"
And you know what? I feel like that one of the things that actually makes that pretty interesting is the fact that I think the fact, and this is gonna kind of sound bad at the same time too, but it's the fact that Golden State didn't need Kevin, so they were able to kind of comfortably meet and approach the situation, that I think just made Kevin a lot more comfortable with the organization and the system. It's just kind of like in general when you feel like somebody's coming on too strong, versus somebody that it's not necessarily like saying, I don't really give a fuck about you, but they're not really making it a big deal in terms of, oh, I need all this attention from you or whatever. And I think that is probably the biggest thing that made Golden State a good destination in the mind of Kevin. And I mean, the way that it happened is just kind of horrible. And one thing that I wish, going back a few years ago, Oklahoma City, and I guess this is a testament to just the general manager and the owner, but Oklahoma City, yeah, they went out and lost 4-1 to Cleveland, and that's just a testament to how great LeBron is. That was his third trip to the finals. That was a bunch of young guys' first trip to the finals, but that team had a prime Russell Westbrook, a prime Kevin Durant, a prime James Harden, and a prime Serge Ibaka. I feel like that team could have been amazing. Like, that could have been the Golden State before Golden State was really Golden State.
Yeah, I like that.
I would have really liked to see that. But unfortunately, they didn't want to pay. I think the difference between what James Harden wanted and what Houston was offering was only like an extra $3 million. Not $3 million a year, like $3 million total over his contract. And Oklahoma City didn't want to give it to him. I mean, at the end of the day, Houston is still pretty close to being a great squad. So, I feel like it's still a little bit better for the league, but that just kind of sucks. I guess we can close out here with finals predictions, man. What do you got?
I got Cavaliers in 4.
A sweep from the Cleveland Cavaliers, huh?
Yeah, goddamn right.
A sweep. I'm gonna go. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Golden State in 6. Finals MVP.
LeBron.
Curry.
Curry's garbage, bro. I'm leaving on that note.
All right, well, that's it for this particular video, you guys. Show's channel is going to be in the description, so just make sure you go check out some of his videos, and we will see y'all later.
Peace.